love those thought patterns. I love that. Wow. Now let's look at your book. What made you decide that, okay, wow, let me write a book?
Yeah.
And what is the content? I mean, without giving so much away.
Yeah.
What's the content?
Well, me, I think that Ghana is suffering a leadership gap. There's a leadership gap here. And when I say leadership, I'm not talking about positional leadership. I'm talking about self-leadership. I think when you look at our social media now, me, I always say I know a person through their status, what they post on their WhatsApp status. I don't need to talk to you. I just check your status. The constant content you post there tells me who you are.
Yeah.
And when I say who you are, I'm not talking about what you've achieved or what you can achieve. Your person, because that's what matters. And so Lion's Aid introduces the journey into following a determined leader. And I was inspired by my work with my father, my spiritual father and pastor, Prophet Armstrong. I've known him for 16 years. Wow. I've known him before Nobody Knows Tomorrow, for my life, And one thing has been consistent with him, which is progress. You know, there are people who start small. They say, oh, you start small, but you see that they remain there. But I've seen a man who has started very small, but has done so much and has graduated, gone to transition into doing so big.
Wow.
Knowing all the people that I know that he knows, he bypasses all that and still gets what he wants to be done.
Wow.
And I have come to respect him for that. So I was like, and working with him, I learned so much. I learned humility. As an artist, like knowing people, like I have people who look up to me, but I learned humility, in working with him, where he's a very complex human being. I think he's very complex. And so it helps me to reach out to all other followers or aides who are working with complex leaders. I say he's complex because he's goal-oriented, not because he has a bad attitude, but he's goal-oriented. And so if you are very emotional and very sentimental, and you cannot work with a high-achieving person. Why? Because you might think they are selfish. They don't have time for your sentiments. They are focused. And for him, his love is for God. You know, there are times you have to put away your trig coat. When I'm out with him, I hold the bags. We buy something, I'll hold it. Sometimes he'll say, go with me to the site. And I'll go with him to the church site. And so it means that you'll be looking dirty. You wear your slippers and wear your home gear and walk. He wants to drive the truck to the site himself. And he's leaving you. So how would you not want to put yourself in a position to help? There are times you say, oh, can you go with the people selling the blocks, take them to where they have to pack the blocks. And the guys, one or two might know you, but they can't be bothered about who you are. Boss boy, and I am packing anywhere, and you do it. You do it. It all starts with your love for the goal.
Yeah.
If it's in alignment with the leader, it's easy for you. And in this case, it's God. Because all the work that you've done is for church, or church work. And so all the 16 years experience, personal stories, I decided to put them in a book.
Wow.
So that if you are feeling alone, sometimes you can follow a leader and you don't feel heard. You don't feel he's listening to you. You don't feel... It will give you a better understanding of where his mind is. Because I felt it too. And sometimes at the end of every page, some of the chapters, I've left notes like a letter to the reader, very special letters.
Wow.
That's personal letters to you, because the reader is very special to me. And so you have your dear reader letters there. Read them. Buy the book and just read these letters. They will bring you encouragement. Even father-son-daughter relationship or mother-son-daughter relationship. Some parents are go-getters. So they want you to become this person and that alone. Communication. How do you communicate with the leader? I also picked the characteristics of the lion, and I also brought out the vulnerable side of the lion. A lot of people don't know that the lion can be vulnerable. The vulnerable side of the lion, which means that when your leader breaks down, or there are times where he will call you and he wants to discuss his weaknesses with you. For some aides or some followers, hey, it's our day. They take advantage. For some, it is a gossip time. Once they get the story, hey, they spread it. And mind you, I chose to write about my relationship with my pastor because a pastor's position is a very dicey position, especially in society. So that when you see weaknesses of a pastor, it's so grand in our eyes as compared to even if you are following other people. So that you see that you are not new to this. If you are a reader, somebody has been following consistently, and it doesn't also mean you won't offend him, but it's the way you go back to make amends. Because I was with him when he said, "Oh, I want us to start a church. I want to start a church." When it was a fellowship, I was there. When we were cutting the tree at our when we rented a hotel for the first branch, I was there. Cutting the tree for the second place, I was there. I've been there throughout, and it's not for me. It's for every other follower. Mind you, when I was writing the book, I was tested during the time. I felt tired of that relationship, but how I maneuvered is also in the book. And so when you've gotten to that point where you think that no, sometimes you have a vision that no longer aligns with your leader's vision for you. That can be deceptive. Discuss it, but how you go about it, I put how I went about mine in a book. You find it, because think about it. I'm an artist, quote unquote, not a gospel artist, and I'm working with a pastor. So that should stir your interest in wanting to get the book. You would find out that it comes with a lot of sacrifice, selflessness, humility. And then I didn't also leave it at that, but I put in the gains. There are things, in fact, even me writing a book, I must be honest to say that even though he didn't directly tell me to write a book, that thought, that idea, one way or the other, was from my walk with him, looking at him, knowing where he came from, where he comes from. He challenges you beyond your usual abilities, what you think that you are. He makes you realize that there are other things to you. There's more. There's more. You can, all these business dialogues, meeting with business people, doing all this was inspired by him. And I must be honest to say that. And the biggest gift any man can give you is the word of God. I remember when I first met him, there are times where you come to my place at Flamingo, and my bed used to be on the floor. Okay. There was a single room, and he would come tired from town, and he would pack, and he would sit listen to all my foolishness. And at the time, I mean, I wasn't a believer.
Okay.
I believed in Christ and all that. I was a church person, but I wasn't so serious with it. So me, I'll be playing all my songs or telling him about some girl that I met, all those things. And he would listen. He never condemned me, but he would advise every now and then. He would drop in one hint, one advice. But he would come and sit on the bed. Sometimes he would be so tired and he would sleep. You know, so that's really ministered to me. That made me see a very humble man. A very humble man that he has his own place to stay and he will come and join us. Sometimes not just me, these my boys have come there, their foolishness and all the, you know. So for me, that taught me so much.
Wow.
He will guide me because I never really had a true like father figure. My dad is alive, my mom is dead, but my dad is alive. But my dad is not the typical go left, go right type of person. He's an amazing man, by the way, but he has his flaws. You know, I don't fault him for it. That's his own. I'm sure he's trying to make amends. You know, So I mean, he has his own struggles as a man. So for another man to sacrifice himself to want to lead you, I didn't want to take that for granted. So yes, Lion's Aid is about following and leading yourself. I just want you to know that to follow is to lead yourself. Because once you're following, you are correcting yourself, you are checking yourself. And so when you become a lion eventually, and I use the lion on a cub to tell the story. And I leave you with this. Why do you think the lion is the most or why do you think the lion is the king of the jungle? He's not the fastest animal. He's not the strongest animal. Think about it. And if you want the answers, find it in the book.
Wow. So the book is out on sale, right?
It's out on sale. It's on trigmaticmusic.com, www.trigmaticmusic.com. It's 150 CDs. If you are lucky, you might get a tote bag as well. But yeah, the moment you open the website is the first thing that comes. Just click on the book to take you to the payment side. You can pay with Momo, you can pay with your card, and it will be delivered if you want a hard copy. But if you want a soft copy also, you can download it outrightly right after your payment. You can download it.
Wow. Now let's look at 2025.
Yes, sir.
What's up for Trigmatic? When do you organize your event?
So normally I have the September one, which is Osagyefos night, and then I have the March one, which is the My Life concert. But this time My Life is 15 years as a song, so we want to do the My Life tour, which begins in January. It will be done in, I wouldn't say smaller venues, but local venues. We're trying to take the music to the people. So we'll have in a local venues, you know, maybe you never know, you can have the other one at Oliver Twist. You can have it somewhere, Pepper Pub, you know, but then you will also go to Kumasi, intimate sessions. You also go to Kumasi, to go to Takoradi. We're going to other regions, by the way. So yeah, I mean, if you're a promoter, you can also reach out and we can collaborate on this one. But right from end of January, we start touring. And then Osagyefos night will be in September as usual. Last year we did it together with the theater group, so we acted out some of the songs. Yes, the videos will be posted soon on my YouTube page. You will love it. It was very colorful. You know, it was music and theater, very, very colorful. We're doing that again, and maybe more surprises for you. We are also going to take the My Life tour to other African countries. Initially, December, we're going to do Togo, but I wanted to start the new year. So yes, we'll still do Togo, we'll still do Benin. We'll do Togo, Benin, Nigeria, and because they're very close, they are cousins. And then we come back, put ourselves together, go to the south, go to the east, do a few countries in the north of Africa, and then we'll come back. And then another book is coming. It's called Gem to Gems. Gem to Gem, actually. The cover is already done, about 6 chapters already written.
Wow.
So we're trying to run up. It's on the Ghana music scene. Yeah, how glorious it used to be and how now it's happening.
Wow.
Yeah, my take, by the way. I'm not saying that is the fact, but that's my take. If you don't understand, you can buy it and tear the book. That's that. A few other books will come. We have some merchandise coming. I'm hoping to do the Hague African Music Festival again this year in Den Haag. Hoping to do other African festival. African Music Business Dialogue is coming again in March.
Wow.
This time we're doing 2 shows. We are doing March and we are doing August also.
Wow.
August or October in South Africa. So yes, we're doing that. EMBD is back this year. Go on www.trigmaticmusic.com. There's updates on everything that we're doing. We're doing releases. I'm releasing a song with Azawi from Uganda, one of the biggest acts in Uganda. I'm releasing a song with Azawi, releasing another song with Intunzi, like I said, and we might get an album. I think people have missed me releasing an album, so we might just get an album. There's a live recorded album already.
Wow.
But every day I want to change something. So that's why it's delaying, but hopefully this year it should be out.
But I'm impressed. There was Sajifo night. Was it in honor of Dr. Kwame Nkrumah?
Yes. So I'm an Nkrumahist. I believe in his policies. I also think he's one of the few presidents that had actual plans for the creative industry. There are testimonies of actual human beings that directly benefited from his leadership. And for me, that's true leadership. You know, if you look at the likes of Ibo Taylor, he was taken to the UK to learn music. Today, look at him. You know, and a few other ones. Dr. Nkrumah used to travel around with a music band, you know, and spreading our culture, spreading our music. The initial musical formation was by him.
Wow.
Before it was later re-put together by, you know, other people in the 70s. But the initial one was by him. A few other creative agencies were started by him. So, yeah, why not celebrate the man that thought so much about us? And unfortunately, we didn't celebrate him that much.
Wow.
You know, I wish I was alive then. I'm sure would have done something mega.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's impressive.
So we this year we did a little discussion on MX24 with the granddaughter. We're hoping that this last year. So we're hoping that this year we could actually have a university debate.
Okay.
You know, to make it more exciting, to expand the talk about him. And then the following day can actually be the Sajifos night itself. Yeah, event itself.
That'd be good.
Yes.
Wow. I mean, I'm very impressed.
Thank you.
I mean, you are a very holistic holistic person beyond standing behind the mic. You've had radio, you've had
radio,
different
being a producer,
different experiences.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, I'm very impressed and very inspired.
Thank you.
Yeah. So we are ending on a lighter note. What are your hobbies?
Charlie, currently, because of Tuno, I like to read now.
Okay.
Yeah, I like to read now, and I listen to lots of podcasts. That's literally all I do. I like reading, learning, and then listening to podcasts, and maybe listening to music.
Wow.
Yeah.
And what food can you eat every day?
Fufu. But now I'm on a diet,
Okay.
so I've cut down on
Carbs.
the carbs. Yes, you know. So yeah, because I need to take care of a particular thing, which is working. So now, eggs. You find me eating eggs every day.
Wow.
Yeah, that one. Yeah. Even when I was eating fufu, I put egg. I love eggs. I love eggs. I love chicken and fish. I love fish. Yeah.
Wow.
But fufu, yeah.
Numero uno.
Yes.
Wow, thank you so much for...
It's the reason there's no war in Ghana.
I like that. Thank you so much for honoring my invitation and for coming, for sharing your life with us. And I believe someone will be inspired. Somebody will find a reason to be bold about Jesus, no matter the genre of music he or she is doing. And, I mean, it's good. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I mean, lastly, just to add up, I want to say that don't be a case of circumstance. Is the reason why, I mean, the Jesus factor is very important. Take me as an example. It's not always about glam. It's about your life. If anybody knows where Flamingo is, and I'm not talking about Flamingo from 2020, they're talking about back in the days from the 90s to the early 2000s, was when, you know, there was robbery or robbers, killers, people who, it was a tough neighborhood. And to come out of there without having to pick any character, to come out of there, not to say that there are other people who are not amazing people like myself. There are, most of which are my friends and have my influence. Don't make excuses like, oh, Charlie, the place I'm from, Charlie, we will not get the opportunity. Or nobody got the opportunity. Some of us, we force the opportunities to come. And whenever you meet people that can help you, don't fight them, because poverty or a poor mind has the tendency of doing that. Because you think, or your insecurities might make you feel everybody wants to take advantage of you. Everybody wants to cheat you. Oh, rich people, they are this. Poor people too are like that. So choose one. I mean, Christ said something. And look, every answer is in the Bible. Every answer is in the Word. I don't care what your belief is. Every answer is in the Bible. I don't know what you want to. If it's business, there are business examples, so many business examples in the Bible. You know, I give you last one before I go. You know, when there was a part in scriptures where Christ actually asked Peter to go to the sea. Sometimes, maybe because of time, a lot of preachers don't give all the details. Like, they just say, then he opened the mouth of the fish and there was money in it. Because at the time they had asked Christ if he was also going to pay tax. And he asked them that he made an example of a king and a king's son and all those things. But he said, in order to be law abiding, he said, go. He didn't say just go and open the fish. He said, go, cast the hook. And the first fish that you catch, open the mouth and you find. That is a leader telling you, giving you a skill. Now, Christ didn't tell any of the other disciples that, or it was not by chance that it was Peter that was there, because Peter was the only fisherman, was not the only, but he was the fisherman available at the time. And so, before you go to Christ, or when you go to Christ, make sure you have your work in hand, and he will direct you on what exactly to do. If that's why I said, seek ye first the kingdom of God and its righteousness. And you can only get righteousness through faith, believing that Jesus is your Lord and Savior. And once you've come to that belief, every other thing comes to you. If you read through some of the parables that he gave, when he gave the parable about the guy whose master left money for him and he gave it out to other people, and he later said when the master came back and he asked him, he was angry about what he had done with the money, but the guy had a good connection and relationship with the other people. That teaches you about networking. That teaches you about how you relate to people in business, doing business with all kinds of people. So there's everything in scriptures. And I leave you with this. Don't go with the thought that believers are weak. Believers are, it's all in your head. Because I don't see myself as a weak person. I see myself as one of the hardest guys when it comes to what I want to achieve. And so don't be fooled. Do not be fooled. If Peter was weak, he would never have gotten the courage to cut somebody's ear. I always believe that it was not his first time. He has done it before. No, it's true. You know, you can have a strong person who does not have drive. You can have a strong person, but you see some slim, weak guy, but has the heart. Those people, when they take stick and they say they will hit you, they hit you. So Peter wasn't a weak person. He actually cut the ear. And Christ put it back. This is somebody who has been cutting ears since. So you need that toughness. Is the reason why when people come into Christianity and they are hit with a little challenge, they start to backtrack. Because they were never told about the toughness that is in. Why are the old people who fought for it called martyrs? Martyrs are not weak people. Martyrs are not weak people. So I'll leave you with that. Don't make excuses. If you want to know about savings, go to Proverbs. Is there. If you want to know about how to keep money, if you want to know how to close your mouth and speak less, be respected in society, there's everything in there. Lastly, all you need to make it is yourself. And I'm not talking to you as a rich person or whatever. I'm talking to you as somebody that's been through a few stages in life. And I can bet you that you need yourself first. You need and you can only find yourself through God. When we say, oh, go to God, go to God, it doesn't mean that you are being a fool or you're wasting your time or whatever. It helps you to find yourself and your true purpose. And once you have found yourself and found your true purpose, every other thing comes to you. Last, don't leave anything for the people out there. If you have to go for your money, go for your money. If you have to go for your goal, go for the goal. You see, I think that people who give up have not been told enough that they are selfish people. The moment you give up, you are selfish. You are selfish because your friends, your family, they are all looking up to you. But you decide that you want to give up. Who is going to take care of them? Who's going to look after them? Even just look at your community. Don't be selfish. Wow. Go for the goal and make it happen. God bless you.
God bless you. I like that perspective. Selfish. Wow. I never thought of it that way.
Yeah, because if you say you are giving up, like I'm thinking if I had given up on myself, the Magic Club, like when I go there and I visit them and they are doing the whole, Uncle Trig, please, can you talk to my mother? I need this and that. I feel good. I feel good that the children have found hope in something.
Yeah.
Some of the parents, they come and share testimonies like, my child could not speak well. Now he could speak, and you can tell that this is not medical, it's psychological. And so some of the time, so it's a course I studied in Spain. How to use music for social change.
Wow.
You know, so it's not always about just the stage, or because yes, when it came to records, at a point, the records was not bringing in the money. So do you sit idle and not do anything? You have to diversify quickly. If you have to find other jobs and other runnings to do around the side, you small, you push it, you pray, you go, you pray, you go, you pray, you go, you pray, you go. Eventually, something will open. Some door will open. So, I mean, look, in a nutshell, just don't make an excuse. Keep it going. Somebody's doing what you can't do. So just keep it going.
Thank you so much for coming.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.